Good B-roll.
They don't need my performance. They're not ready for that yet. I'm a Scorpio. You were just holding your power so I might see it all. You don't need, this is not it.
Well, I don't know. The one where she's going around in circles?
That's the single ladies. I don't know what you're talking about.
Or is it this?
That's Beyonce. On the land, the sea, the sky, put your allegiance to your hands. It's your five. I like this part.
Wow.
Of Ophelia. Only you possess the key. All because you came from me. Only you possess the key. Hunger, drowning, and deceit. All because you came from me.
A nice little animal over there.
More animals?
There's one by itself laying it down.
Aww.
I don't know what it was, but it had the two horns that come up and go all the way up high. I don't know what you call those animals.
I don't know.
It wasn't a deer. I know
I
that.
think it's like an Ajax or something.
I don't know my animal names.
You want some exotic animals, don't you?
I want a ranch, yes, that has some animals.
With some exotics on it. Can we get some zebras?
Oh, God. I want money.
I want a horse instead of a zebra, actually.
A zebra instead of a horse?
No, I want a horse instead of I'd rather have a horse than a zebra.
Oh. Well, you can't ride a zebra, really.
You can't ride a zebra.
All right. So, I want to talk about your recent book series you've been reading a lot of. Who's the author?
My hair looks crazy.
Again?
The author is SarahJMaas.
SarahJMaas?
Yes.
How'd you find her?
And the book series is called Throne of Glass. Well, I don't pick things based off an author.
Oh, so you pick things based on the type of series it is?
Sure, I guess.
I was asking. I don't know.
So I don't know. 2 years ago, when I started reading A Court of Thorns and Roses, also known as ACOTAR, that's the series I read first that she wrote.
Oh, it's the same author.
I think, why did I start reading that? I don't know, I was just seeing it all over social media, how good it was and such. So I picked it up, read it, loved it, it's fantastic. And then I started reading more, like other authors, right, or other series. And I'd heard about Throne of Glass, and I guess it's very, it's either the best book series anyone has ever read or the worst. There's two camps of people. You either really love it or you really hate it.
Is that based on Reddit or
social media?
Blog?
Social media in general. Okay. Two camps of people. There's people who like Throne of Glass is their favorite book series of all time, and then there's people who are like, this is trash, I hate it. And I put off reading it for a long time because I was afraid I wasn't going to like it. Because with these book series that I've been reading, I don't know if you know this, but the genre itself is called
Romantasy. You know me, I don't read, so
it's romance plus fantasy.
Oh.
So it's romance novels set in fantasy worlds, and people often refer to it as smut.
What is smut?
Written sex scenes, porn for women, and so all of these. So ACOTAR is very romantasy. It is smut. There are sex scenes, and Throne of Glass is in the same genre.
Like 50 Shades of Grey? Or?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, that is romance smut. That's not fantasy, though, right? Because 50 Shades of Grey is set in the real world.
Yeah.
Sort of the equivalent of. But Throne of Glass is, people call it romantasy, but I am 7 books in and I haven't seen a sex scene yet. So I don't know where we're getting the romantasy smut part of this book from. And that's what I had heard was like, oh my gosh, you have to get through the first 5 books before it gets good. And I was like, well, I'm not reading 5 books till this gets good. So I didn't read it. My therapist even told me, don't read it. I didn't like it. I was like, but then one day I decided, you know what? I need to find this out for myself because everybody has their own opinions, right? And so I picked up and I absolutely love it. And it doesn't bother me one bit that the sex scenes are missing or that there's not any. But I guess when you read it, when you pick it up, you have to have realistic expectations, right? And you can't be expecting ACOTAR level of smut in Throne of Glass. Because we also have to keep in mind that this Throne of Glass is, I guess, SarahJMaas' early book series. She wrote it before she wrote ACOTAR.
Wow.
And the first 3-4 books, I don't know how many, she wrote when she was 16. So of course there's not going to be any sex in those books.
Yeah. Sorry, you said people were expecting or mad about there's no sex scene?
Right, some people don't like it.
And these are,
Well-
some people are all females or both mixed?
I don't know.
Oh.
Well, because nowadays when you call something romantasy, people expect sex scenes. When I guess in reality, obviously, it doesn't have to fall
Did
under
the author call it that, or
I
did
don't know.
social media call it that?
social media.
Oh, so okay, so
There's romance, right? There's relationships, but anyways, it's really good. It's truly a fantasy novel, though. Fantasy series, right? When you think of fantasy, Game of Thrones is a fantasy series.
sure.
Lord of the Rings is fantasy.
Yep.
Right. So what Romantasy does is blend romance novels with fantasy.
So Jon Snow and what's her name?
Sure, you could have considered that a romance piece, sure. But Throne of Glass at its heart or Game of Thrones at its heart is a pure fantasy series. If you read the actual books, they're hefty. There's world building where there's maps and places you have to memorize. And that's how Throne of Glass is too. There's maps and places people visit and pictures being built as you read. I'm really enjoying it.
So how many books have you read so far out of this series?
So there's 8. I read
8 books?
Yes. I read the first 5 and books 6 and 7. You can either read them one at a time or you can read them in tandem, which means you read them at the same time.
I know what tandem is. It's not that dumb.
And I'm reading them in tandem. That's the other thing. So the Throne of Glass fandom, right? This is just all from my Reddit scrolling and social media scrolling, so I'm not an expert. People are torn. First of all, people are torn in which order you should read one of the books called Assassin's Blade. And then there's also an argument on if you should read 6 and 7 as tandem or one at a time. And so you have to choose your adventure in that way.
So you're reading those in tandem,
Yes.
right?
Because it sounds fun.
It's not just reading one book and move to the next one.
And I'm a reader. Reading's easy for me. I'm one of those people that when I read, there's a movie playing in my head. The words,
not me. Yeah.
The words disappear off the page, and there's just visuals.
I wish I had that skill, but I don't know if we'd call it a skill.
Pretty amazing. I think it's
I'm
just
sure
the way
it
it
is. You should write a script.
But so for me, reading those books in tandem is like, I guess, because I feel almost like I'm switching between episodes of a TV show. But some people would argue that you shouldn't read them in tandem the first time you read the series because you could get confused or forget or whatever. So choose your own adventure.
But in your case.
But I chose my own adventure. I want to read it.
But you're not getting confused.
No, I'm good with it. I can keep track of who's where and what's happening in what book.
Including to the TV shows you're actually watching too. That's why you keep asking questions.
Because some information has to go somewhere. It can't all just stay in my brain. And then, so Assassin's Blade is
What is that one about?
one of the earlier books in the series, right?
It's the first book of the series?
Well,
you say earliest.
well, there's an argument, right? So, Throne of Glass, and then Queen of... I'm probably going to get the order wrong.
Queen of Dragons?
No. Queen of Shadows? No, that's the 4th book. I don't know. Anyways, I need to have the list in front of me. I should have brought the books with me. Anyways, Assassin's Blade is a prequel to the entire series. So the series starts in Throne of Glass with the main character, Celaena Sardothien. Is 19. And anyways,
the author?
No, the main character.
Oh, sorry.
But right, you read about from 19 upward, right? Basically, we're not basing this all on her age, but she's 19 in Throne of Glass. Assassin's Blade flashes you back. It's a prequel to when she was 16, I think, 16, 17, and the things that she did at that time. And so people argue, right, that you should read the first 2 to 3 books and then read Assassin's Blade to get the prequel feeling, right? Because you read 2, 3 books that are in present day, right, and then Assassin's Blade flashes you back to prequel. Some people argue you should read Assassin's Blade either 3rd or 4th.
And these are other readers,
people who are fans of the series. Then there's another camp of people that say you should read Assassin's Blade first. And it doesn't matter if you don't read it 3rd or 4th. But in my mind, prequels usually come out after whatever movie you're watching, right? And you're meant to see it after you've already had an experience with the characters. So I chose to read it 3rd.
That's the definition of prequel, right?
The main point is you have to read it before you get to, I think, the 4th. If you're going Throne of Glass, that's book 1, and then everything after it is 2, 3, 4. You have to read it before you get to, I think, the 4th book in that version of the series. You have to stick Assassin's Blade somewhere up in the front. But some people will argue it should be 1st. Some people argue it should be 3rd or 4th.
So outside of the order of the book, though, what's the book about? The story?
Where should we start?
Well, book one. I want to understand what book
Okay,
one.
what?
Like, what's book one?
For me, book one was Throne of Glass. So that's where we start.
I thought the Throne of Glass was a series.
It's the name of the first book in my world. It's also how people refer to the series as a whole. Even though there are other books with other titles within the series, people refer to it as Throne of Glass.
So the title of the first book is Throne of Glass.
Yes.
All right. So what is it about that book that kept you reading and kept you?
It's been a hot minute since I read it.
I know.
First of all, because I started these books back in November, right? Remember, or maybe December. I think I started them in December. Anyways, Throne of Glass. Where should we start? Celaena Sardothien is 19.
I think it was November, by the way.
She is actually, we have no idea who she is yet, except her name. She is 19 years old, and she is, I don't remember exactly where it starts. It's been a while.
Is this the same story you were telling me before, where this girl meets some? Oh, go ahead.
Meets what? I don't know.
Meets some other guy from a different, what do you call it? Not castle, different.
Anyways,
family.
Let me just finish.
I'm just asking these questions. I don't know.
No, well, I gave Jamie and my mom a little preview when they asked about it last week.
Yeah,
But I was trying to condense 5 books into
Okay. Sorry.
5 minutes.
Go back to one book.
Anyways, Throne of Glass, where do we start? She is actually enslaved in the continent she lives on. Has, well, there's many different kinds of mines and then stuff, but she's in an enslavement camp because she committed a crime and she was caught. She was actually, we find out later, she was actually set up, but she committed a crime, so she's in this salt mine enslavement, and she's meant to be there for life. She ain't getting out. And it's bad, right? They whip her. She has whip scars on her back, and she's young. She's not even 20 years old. And so while she's in this camp, I'm trying to remember all the details. I'm not gonna be anyways.
She's treated badly.
Outside of this camp, the king of this place called Adarlan, that's how I say it. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. The king of Adarlan is evil, first of all. He's a bad guy. And I guess I should preface this the continent they live on, there used to be magic. There used to also be a race of people called Fae, or fairies. They're like humans, but better, right? They're stronger, they're immortal, they have powers, they have ears. Yeah. So they look kind of like humans. Obviously, they have pointy ears and fangs and shit like that, but generally, right? They're not the little fairies you think of Tinkerbell. That's not what they are. They're Fae.
No, I know.
Anyways, there used to be, but this king basically killed all of them off that he could on this continent. Then he outlawed magic. He found a way to block magic. Just keep that in mind. Anyways, that's where we're at. King is evil, blocked magic, no more Fae, no more peace, right? He took over and killed everyone. So our main character, Celaena. So the king decides, I need a champion to kill people for me, to go out.
Because he's getting older. And
he needs someone who can stealthily kill more higher up people for him.
Got it. So an assassin.
Yes.
Got it.
Good. Yes. And he decides he's going to hold a contest. And he's going to let people enter this contest where they basically fight, and whoever wins it is his champion, gets the job, essentially. And the royals in the court, right, can all submit someone they think, right, to compete, that they think should compete. So his son, the prince, goes to these salt mines. They're in this place called Endovir. Travels to these salt mines.
Okay.
The prince's name is Dorian, by the way, to get Celaena because he thinks she can win.
Wait, Dorian's
the prince, the bad king's son.
But this is the bad king's son that he didn't. This is not the person he hired, the killer.
Dorian's going to get her to compete, to be the champion.
Got it.
Because he knows, well, and everyone knows, so Celaena Sardothien, her job before she got enslaved was to be an assassin. And she was the best assassin on the continent at 16. She was a prodigy, if you will. So Dorian is like, she can win. I'm going to go pick her up from the salt mines and put her in the competition. So he does that. He goes and gets her. Him and his captain of the King's Guard, Kaol is his name. They go pick her up to compete in this thing. Anyways, it's a long journey, right? It takes them a week to get to Endovir, and then it takes them a week to get back to the castle. What other details am I leaving out? The castle is glass. That's why it's called Throne of Glass. The castle is
frozen.
It's glass, though, not ice.
Oh.
The castle is made out of glass, but underneath the glass castle is an old stone castle. So there was an original castle there. This new king had a glass castle built
on top of it.
That's just a detail, I guess. So Celaena goes with Dorian and Kaol back to the castle, and she competes in this competition. But for this competition, she lies about her name, so no one knows who she is. She hides her skills, right?
Yep.
She pretends to be, they pretend she's like a visiting royal, but she's also competing. I don't know. It's kind of confusing.
But no one recognizes her face, and
Right. Yeah, because I guess no one's really ever seen her.
and whoever's seen her is either king or
the king has never even seen her.
Oh.
The king has no idea.
So people who have seen her probably are dead or
right. Because she usually wears a cloak and a hood and all that good stuff,
and
moves around, whatever. And when she was an assassin, she was living at this place called the Assassin's Keep, which we'll get to later.
Yeah, okay.
But anyways, no one knows what she looks like, right? But she is legendary, right? People know her name, but no one knows what she looks like, and no one knows how old she is. So she goes and she lies about her name. She competes in this.
Do people even know she exists?
Yes, people do know she exists. Okay. And people do know, I think some people know that she is in Novir, that she was in this salt mine enslavement camp for the last year. She's been there for a year.
Oh, sorry.
So she competes in this, and there's 12 people competing, right? It's a small pool of competitors, right? The best, the strongest, and the competitors are from all over. Some of them are murderers. Some of them are just other types of assassins. Some of them are just big brute dudes who are strong, right? Anyways, throughout the competition, she lives in the castle, and she befriends a royal from a place called Elway, and they become best friends. What else does she do? From her room, so she actually stays in the stone castle, in a room in the stone castle, because she doesn't like the glass castle. From her room, she finds a secret passageway through the castle down into some secret places. Yep. She finds a tomb of the former, of basically the old Fae king and queen that had died a long time ago. Not the ones that the king killed, but further back. And she actually starts getting visited by Celaena, who is the dead queen, to tell her, and Celaena tells her, hey, well, she's not technically a ghost. She's more, I don't really know. She tells her, there's something bad going on here. You need to figure it out and you need to fight it. And she's like, Celaena's like, why me? What the fuck? What do you mean? So then she's on this quest while she's fighting while she's competing to be the champion. She's also trying to figure out what's going on. How did the king stop magic, right? What's his plan? What's going on? And then at some point she ventures to the library and she runs into this thing that she's not sure what it is. It's not human, it's not animal, an in-between creature, and it looks evil. They don't really interact at that point. It disappears before she gets close enough to check it out. And then again, throughout the course of this competition, right, people are dying. Competitors are dying, not in the competition, at night, sleeping in their beds. They're getting attacked and they're getting disemboweled. And she's like, what's happening? Well, at first, right, the first thought is another competitor killed them, right?
Reduce your competition.
But that's not technically what's happening. It's not. Anyways, there's this big guy, there's this big competitor, I forget his name. He's a big brute. And basically, it comes down to, I'm leaving out a lot of details here. So over these few weeks, she's snooping around in the castle, right? She finds a sword, actually. There's also a door knocker that comes to life and talks to her. His name is Mort.
A door knocker?
The knocker on a door. He's enchanted. He comes alive. He talks to her down in that tomb.
Yep.
And she's like, why can't you just tell me exactly what I need to do? And he's just like, because that would be no fun. What else? Anyways, she starts a relationship with Dorian, the prince, a secret one.
Yep.
He really falls for her, whatever. Oh, he gives her a dog.
And they're not related, or
no,
are they related?
They're not related.
I thought this is the king daughter, and
no, she's a queen of somewhere else.
Oh,
well, that's spoiler. You don't know that yet. They're not related, her and Dorian.
I was just guessing. I don't even know.
You don't know who she is yet.
Well, she's a fairy, not a fairy, but whatever.
Not yet.
Furry.
She's human right now.
Oh.
She's right now.
Oh, you don't know this.
Right now, we're human.
All right.
Anyways, she starts a relationship.
Spoiler alert, guys.
She starts a relationship with Dorian. Then she ends it. Then she starts a relationship with Kael, who's his king of the guard.
So she's trying to date two people?
Well, she ends it with Dorian, starts with Kael. What else happens? That might happen in the second book. The relationship with Kael. I don't know. Anyway, what else happens? Anyway, she wins, right? But before she wins, she has to fight the big dude. What's his name? I don't remember. And during that fight, that's a public fight, right? And it literally is a fight to the death, essentially. The past ones haven't really been fights to the death. It's more been scores, and whoever scores the highest on X gets to stay, right? But this last one between her and him, because there's only two left, becomes like a fight to the death. And it looks like he's going to win. He's got her on the ground. She can't get up. And she's hallucinating, or she thinks she's hallucinating. But what's actually happening is he's using this old form of magic on her called wired marks.
Yep.
And that's a clue for the whole quest that we're about to go on. But anyways, he's using this old form of magic on her to let, basically, there's 2 different universes, right? And he's letting the veil down and letting these evil things come in and try to attack her. And so it looks like he's going to win. And nobody else can see what's going on. From the outside perspective, it just looks like he's standing over her and she's about to die. But in reality, it's like she's in this other universe and he's letting all these things attack her. Anyways, Celaena, the dead queen that she's been getting visions from, whatever,
Yep.
saves her during this time because the queen is somehow in that other realm as well, or can get into that other realm. So she comes in, saves her, and what's his face, the other guy, gets defeated. I can't remember how. I don't remember if she kills him. I don't know. I'd have to go back and refresh my memory on that. But anyway, she wins the competition. And that's Throne of Glass, the book. She wins the competition.
So at the end of the book, she wins the competition. So she beats the big guy.
There's also, right,
Beats the big guy, beats all the other
wins the
competitors,
competition.
whatever.
But we also figure out, right, the big guy that uses this weird magic on her, he was the one also killing all of the other competitors.
Got it.
Because he was opening this veil and letting in this creature that was disemboweling these people.
Got it.
And we find that out later too, or earlier than the last fight actually, because we find him. So that's the same thing in the book. Sorry, my timeline's out of order. She travels down her little secret passageway and she sees him one night opening this portal and this thing coming through the portal. And he actually locks her in the room with the thing that came through the portal to try to get it to kill her, but she escapes. I can't remember how she escapes. Sorry, it's been a long time. So she knows he's the one killing everyone. But then, so at the end, when she defeats him, he dies. I think she kills him. Somebody kills him. I don't fucking remember. And the other thing that's going on, I guess, at the same time of all of this is obviously we know the king is evil. We figure out about these things called wired marks, and they're just drawings, right? Like symbols. But somehow they work, even though there's no magic anymore, right? Magic is gone. Somehow these things still work. And they can be used for destruction, they can be used for protection. And the Elway princess that she befriends actually teaches her about them slowly, teaches her a little bit, and then she starts doing her own research. Is there not a drop off?
It's people are dropping off by the door.
Oh.
That's it. Which is fine.
And then what else am I forgetting? Oh, she notices that all of the king's close royal court people are wearing these dark rings.
Yep.
And she's like, what's that about? Why are we wearing these dark rings? Anyways, that's book 1. There's more, obviously.
So there's one book, Throne of Glass. Second book is named what?
I don't fucking know. Queen of something. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I read it.
What book are you on now, then?
I'm reading Tower of Dawn and Empire of Storms together.
Got it.
But let's see. Throne of Glass. Oh, Crown of Midnight is the second book.
So before you talk about the other books, so Throne of Glass, what made you continue reading then?
It was just good.
Because it's just coming up, because the words are just jumping off the page and it's moving in your head, it's playing, and you're like, oh, this is really good.
I was interested.
Well, it sounds like it's a mix
Where's this gonna go?
of Game of Thrones, a mix of other stories.
It's fantasy.
I'm just saying the type of things that's happening that you told me in book 1 seems like a lot of mix of Game of Thrones and other series that I've watched.
It's similar. It's fantasy.
What book came? What is that book came first before Game of Thrones or after Game of Thrones?
Oh, I don't know. I'm sure Game of Thrones published first. I don't know.
All right, we're here. All right.
I know. Sorry.
Like and subscribe, please.
That was a lot.